Hello there everyone, my name is Runt9 and this is the first video that I've done in a very long time for any sort of game or really anything. And I've been having a lot of fun with Cities Skylines the past few months or so and really have gotten big into traffic management. And so that's led me to read a lot of Wikipedia articles and learn a lot about how traffic works in the real world and how I can implement that into Cities Skylines. And one of the things that I read about that made a lot of sense once I actually heard the term for it is called weaving. And pretty much the most common place you'll see this is in a typical cloverleaf intersection. So if I go take a look at a typical cloverleaf intersection, and go put this down over here. This is the most common form of weaving you'll see. But I have a setup over here that I really wanted to utilize to highlight what weaving is, why it's bad, and why you should never, ever, ever allow weaving in your cities if you can avoid it. So what is weaving? Well, if I pull up a Wikipedia article, I'll show you exactly what it says. But essentially, weaving is when you have an on-ramp and an off-ramp close enough together and staggered such that the on-ramp is happening at the same point as the off-ramp. In this case, I have an on-ramp entering and merging into the same lane that is immediately trying to exit onto an off-ramp. And so when you look at a cloverleaf, this is the common complaint about it, is here's your on-ramp exiting onto the highway from this highway into the same lane that is exiting the highway onto the bridge that goes over the top. Well, you may look at this and say, there's not much traffic coming on this on-ramp, so why does it matter too much? And this is a creative city that I threw together just to put some traffic problems in place. So you can completely ignore how bad the traffic is elsewhere. It doesn't matter too much. What I really want to focus on is the fact that, for example, yeah, I've got a traffic backup coming into the city, but exiting the city, if you want to get back on the highway and go that way, you have to sit in this mess and attempt to merge with this large line of traffic going under the highway. And this is exactly the problem with weaving. So you see right here, for example, this truck says returning to facility. So if I unpause and we follow this truck, we're going to see that it's going to eventually be let in. But look at how long it's waiting in this huge line before it's finally able to zipper merge in. Well now, look at it. It's not exiting. It's going this way on the highway. But it had to wait through this whole long line to get there, and in the process was contributing to this gigantic slowdown. So this is obviously going to be a really quick video, but I wanted to also highlight how do you solve weaving and how do you prevent people from running into this problem. So this is just a very basic three-way interchange that I artificially created weaving. The built-in three-way interchange, a T interchange, doesn't have this problem. If you look at what happens when you exit one highway and go onto the other, you follow this ramp around and it dumps you off down here after the exit off of that same highway. But how do you solve this? Well, it's pretty simple. Left on-ramps or left exits alongside right on-ramps or right exits, basically set them on opposite sides of the highway. So we could do something where this ramp comes in on the left side of the highway, and so they'd be entering this left lane right here that is wide open. But, of course, we don't really have the room for that here. So I'm going to do what the vast majority of three-way interchanges in real life do, and I'm just going to delete this and continue to bring this tunnel down underneath the highway, all the way down and around, so that they can hook back up after this off-ramp. So we'll go up to 3 times speed, let some of this traffic start to come around here. And look at that. They just hit the highway at full speed and just go. And now, look at how much more traffic is able to come up here and merge. I just think that that's very important and something that you should be aware of when you're designing traffic routes in your city. And this city only has 20,000 people. Now, again, granted, it's horribly managed, and there's hardly any traffic using this on-ramp. Anytime cars would exit through here, they would get backed up because they'd have to wait in line on the highway. Now they can just keep going. And again, this is a very contrived example, but you'll run into this, especially like I said, with the cloverleaf interchanges. If you ever sit there and look at a cloverleaf interchange in your city, once you've got some traffic flowing through it, you'll start to notice this problem. And again, you'll have people hitting this ramp into this lane, and people down here exiting here are going to enter the right lane as quickly as possible, usually right in here due to how the nodes work in Cities Skylines. And so they'll be merging into the same lane that people are exiting, and you will run into some crazy traffic problems. And so for 4-way interchanges, this is where you can do things like roundabouts, stack interchanges, things like that. And there's a lot of different options that don't involve weaving that will actually give you much higher traffic flow at higher traffic densities. So anyways, I could sit here and ramble and nerd on about traffic flow for hours and hours, but I think I'll stop there. I really do think that I would like to start producing some Cities Skylines content for YouTube. So if you enjoyed this video and you think that you would like to see more content like this, definitely give me a like on the video. If you're interested, subscribing to the channel, although there's not much to subscribe to right now, so I completely understand if you don't want to. But definitely just let me know if you'd like to see more of this kind of content in the future. I do really enjoy talking about traffic flow, and I've definitely had 100,000 plus population cities with over 90% traffic flow, and really enjoy coming up with interesting interchanges and different ways of forcing traffic through the city, especially with mods like Traffic Manager President Edition. So definitely let me know, and let me know if you like the way that I do my videos, if you think that I could do a little bit of a better job at explaining things. So anyways, with that, I think I'm going to sign off for now. Until the next one, this has been Runt9 in Cities Skylines, and I will see you next time. Thank you.